It's hard to make a good villain, and it's even harder to make a good villain's exit, especially if that villain has been such an integral part of the story, as if the story will not move if the villain doesn't move it. And that was what Mahito's role. For a good proportion of Jujutsu Kaisen, Mahito drove the story forward, was at the forefront to do so, with his parallel to Yuji. From his growth to his potential, and with his abhorrent curse technique, idol transfiguration, a curse technique to shape a person's very soul to how he wished. His ability was a real threat to not only for the story, but also for Yuji's, as it was a stark contrast to the main character's initial motivation into the world of Jujutsu Kaisen. His motivation to give people a good death, as Mahito's ability was worse than death, which is why I believe Gege Akutami crafted the perfect exit for Mahito as the end for the climax of the Shibuya Incident arc, an arc that will be hailed as one of the greats along with classics such as the Chimera Ant arc in Hunter x Hunter, Soul Society arc in Bleach, or the Chunin exam in Naruto. This arc has become a benchmark in the world of anime. This arc has the culmination of themes and character parallels, bringing the arc to a full circle. But why was this the perfect moment for Mahito's exit? Well, let's kick things off with Mahito himself. Throughout the series, we've seen him involved not just in terms of power, but also in his cohesiveness to the story, with his parallel to Yuji and his potential to rival Sukuna. From his introduction alone, we are shown that he is not your average special grade 1 curse. His first appearance told how much of a disaster things will get in the story if Mahito was allowed to live a second longer and needed to be killed as soon as possible. And Shibuya proved that to be true. And even scarier, there seemed to be no limit to his growth. But here's where things get interesting. The Shibuya Incident arc serves as a grand finale for many of the recurring themes, character parallels, and character arcs throughout the series. But beyond the magic brilliance, there are some practical reasons for Mahito's exit, because hypothetically, if the Culling game was able to start without removing Mahito, because of awakened sorcerers and incarnated sorcerers being most of the characters during the Culling game, Mahito's primary ability to transfigure human soul with his idol transfiguration would have become less of a menace, and he himself would have become less of a threat. And as we've seen from one instance, Mahito's main method of fighting has been shown to not be an automatic one-shot for anyone other than non-sorcerers, as we see from Nanami from the first time, as he was able to instinctually protect his soul with curse energy. And Mahito's own invulnerability, because he's able to maintain the shape of his soul, could or would be countered by the incarnated sorcerers. Said by Kenjaku, they would be like another Yuji Itadori, and Yuji was able to attack Mahito's soul by instinct. With these 2 points, the value of Mahito's ability would have plummeted, especially as we see from Shibuya. Mahito would need a constant supply of transfigured humans to keep his versatility and unpredictableness, an amount that would not be sustainable to last long in the Culling games, and would eventually run out. But as with his primary curse technique, though I can't say much about Mahito's new form, or if he would have evolved even further, but with the current tools at Mahito's disposal, Mahito's stock would have plummeted. Beyond the thematic and practical reasons, Mahito had become a character fans love to hate or love to love, and his presence had loomed large over the series. His exit during the Shibuya Incident allowed for a poignant moment of closure, not just for his character, but for the audience as well. It allowed us to reflect on his journey, his motives, and his impact on the story. This emotional death added a layer of satisfaction to his departure, making it feel like a fitting end to a well-crafted character arc. And as we bid farewell to Mahito, we can't help but look forward to the challenges that lie ahead.